From the island of Tobago in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, it's the 2016 Tobago International Cycling Classic and UCI Tour of Tobago. It's the big event done small island style in this tropical paradise that belies what is a brutal week-long test of speed, endurance, climbing, and courage on unforgiving terrain in searing heat. Hello everyone, I'm Mark Brown, along with a man who's a former junior U23 and King of the Mountains at this great event, Ronald Dickey. Ronald, great to be with you again. No one knows this event as well as you. Hey, we're celebrating the 30th anniversary of this wonderful race, and you think about the growth in so many ways of this great event. It's now attracting riders from around the world, and that creates an incredible, not only atmosphere, but competitiveness. So this event is really two events in one, two distinct phases, the first of which is the four-stage classic, which has a little something for everyone, the sprinters, the crit guys, as well as the climbers.
That's right, we have stages 1, 3, and 4, which are the flatter stages. And then we go on to stage number 2, where it's a mountain stage.
That stage number 2 is going to be a real indicator for the main event, the UCI Tour of Tobago, where we go the entire island, 120K, and incredible climbs and descent. So the last 3 champions are here at the Tour of Tobago, and they will be battling it out on those very, very tough roads. They're demanding, they're brutal. There'll be many guys who can't finish that incredible test. And as tough as the riding is, there is a festive atmosphere. Beautiful beaches as you see behind us, so there is downtime for the riders to relax. So it's time for you to sit back and relax. It's all coming your way. The Tobago International Cycling Classic, 30th edition, along with the UCI Tour of Tobago, right here on ESPN.
When you think about it, there's no better place for a guy nicknamed Boogie than the birthplace of jazz.
DeMarcus is dealt to New Orleans.
There's never been twin towers on the same team in their primes as good as these two.
I think we can wreak havoc on this league. If I'm in New Orleans, I'm very excited about the future of this team.
Tonight, Cavs, Hawks, and Spurs Pelicans.
I know everybody wants to win, but we ain't going to do it by ourselves.
Then tomorrow, the Clippers face the Bulls, live on ESPN2. The unthinkable happens during the crazy month of March. This is why you watch March Madness on ESPN.
When I get on my board, I'm free. I'm free from my disability. I'm free from thinking. No one's judging me. No one's saying you can't do this. It taught me that it's okay to be different, which was hard for me to understand at first. Just because I didn't have a very good middle school life, a very good high school life, lots of bullying.
And they're off. Dana getting a nice start.
It changed just because now I'm comfortable with who I am and who I've become, and can't is not in my vocabulary. I'll never say I can't do this.
And she is hyped.
It showed me that I can snowboard and I can be a great snowboarder. I'm so excited to go again. There's a little over 200 athletes going, and to know that I'm part of that 200 is the best feeling in the world.
The Tobago International Cycling Classic begins with stage 1. It's a 10.7 kilometer circuit that the riders will go around 10 times for 10 laps. It's a flat stage. Tell us about it, Ronald.
Yeah, they normally say it's a flat stage, but it's a lot of wind. When we turn left onto Claude Noel Highway, it's a strong headwind for about at least 3 or 4 kilometers. And then we get a tailwind as we head back, but there's a rolling climb that we see a lot of cyclists attack on. And then we head back onto Sherwin Road. It's a quick course, and you will see the sprinters come out today.
We'll be looking for the fast men on the flat in stage 1. Stage 1 began under cloudy skies, foreshadowing a race that would be impacted by an unwelcome weather event. As Tropical Storm Matthew built into a hurricane on a rare track across the southern Caribbean, it passed just to the north of Tobago. The outer bands would create an unwanted challenge to the riders in stage one, and with the rain holding off for now, the peloton saw some early action off the front. Following form, creating some pressure on the field as the most ambitious riders hope to spring a surprise, but there are too many motivated teams and riders to allow any definitive escapes. It's a long day of racing, and strong teams had big plans for their sprinters at the finish. And as expected, torrential rain would come during the stage, pelting the riders and nearly flooding the road surface. May have cooled the riders a bit, but naturally made conditions treacherous, particularly on the 90-degree turn number 3. As the rain subsided, the quest for sprint points on each lap created regular attacks off the front as stage 1 unfolded, with a large peloton usually regrouping to foil these early attacks. The uphill section between turns 2 and 3 gradually weakened the legs each lap as the 107-kilometer stage wore on. PSL RBC Dutch rider Arno van der Zvet showed his strength throughout with great support from his team. Though the roads were still slick, it didn't deter aggressive riding from the highly motivated teams such as Team Cocos, who were looking very strong as usual. Also, Team Foundation was right in there looking for another great showing. There are 3 former UCI Tour of Tobago champions in this year's field for our feature event. Let's talk to 2013 champion Jaime Ramirez.
Soy Jaime Ramírez Bernal, soy corredor de Colombia, vengo representando al Team Cocos. En el año 2013 he ganado la carrera UCI. Aquí nadie pelea con nadie, todos nos ayudamos, un equipo ayuda al otro, la organización te ayuda, todo el mundo siempre te está buscando para ayudar. Entonces es algo que es muy bonito y es muy agradable para venir a correr. He tenido la fortuna de correr en muchos países del Caribe y la verdad es la carrera que más me ha gustado. La organización es muy especial, acogen muy bien a todos los equipos extranjeros y lo más importante es que promueven mucho el turismo del país. Pienso que es algo importante que necesita Trinidad y Tobago.
And let's get back to the race. There have been multiple attacks and escapes throughout stage 1 as we look at the peloton entering the 3rd and final turn of the circuit. Speed now ramping up, and you can see that evidenced by the peloton stretching out into that long line. As the pressure mounts, we can see that the heavy rain that soaked the riders and the roads has washed away, and the slick roads have dried some. And the man who's taken the greatest advantage on today's final lap is Arno van der Zvet, who surged on a solo attack after 2.5 hours of racing. The Dutchman from Team PSL RBC rolled to victory.
Weather was a bit tricky today. It was really warm on Holland, and it's much colder over there. Yeah, actually the wet weather was suitable for me. It was a little bit colder, and actually it fit me really well today. So I think that's why I did so well.
PSL RBC placed 3 riders in the top 5, adding Nick Stoffler in 2nd, Patrick Moran in 4th, while Foundation put Ismael Sanchez in 3rd and Rafael Moran in 5th.
Dutch football lives on ESPN and ESPN2.
Whether it's on the track or grueling outdoor events, Trinidad and Tobago is a leader in the Caribbean. It's a destination with world-class facilities where international legends are raising the level of competition. Trinidad and Tobago, the sports capital of the Caribbean.
Special Olympics changed my life so much, like friends, family, getting to know people, doing fun sports. It means a lot.
I think it's had a huge impact on their lives. They get an opportunity to meet other individuals that have disabilities like them. So it's an opportunity for all of us to come together and play sports and enjoy life.
Special Olympics means the world to me. Go, boys! I was bullied a lot in my life. When I first started Special Olympics, it was cool because I got to meet people that I can relate to and play with, and they'll understand what I've been going through.
It taught me that it's okay to be different, which was hard for me to understand at first. I didn't have a very good middle school life, a very good high school life, lots of bullying. Now I'm comfortable with who I am and who I've become.
I think it shows them that their lives are valued and they're just as important as anyone else.
Stage 2 of the Tobago International Cycling Classic is unlike any of the other stages. This is a day for climbers, a 26-kilometer course that they'll take 4 laps around. Ronald, they're going to be going up and down all day.
Oh, they're going to be jamming whole day. And last year we saw it had some rain, and we had Vargas from Venezuela who won that stage. But I think Team Cocos has a good chance. They will walk with a lot of climbers, and we might see them up there as well with Team Econo Car Rental. But it's all about the climbers.
3 distinct climbs on each lap, times 4, that's 12 climbs. It's going to be a brutal stage 2.
And Stage 2 is off and running from the start-finish line at Turtle Beach. Stage 1 winner Arno van der Zvet wears the yellow jersey as overall leader, while the sprint leader's pink jersey is worn by Christian Torres. Though Hurricane Matthew mostly missed Tobago to the north, the island did feel some stormy weather that could affect today's ride in the form of mud and gravel across some of the roads. And after a rolling first portion of the course along Great Corlin, Stonehaven, and Mount Irvine Bays, the riders turn inland through the golf course, heading for the first of 3 climbs on the first of 4 laps for 105 kilometers total.
For the first time in the Tobago International Cycling Classic, we have an all-female team. Let's meet Team 11.
Our team is called Team 11 Sportwear. Sabina's brother raced here in Tobago 2 years ago, and he told us that it's a really great experience to come here. My name is Sophie Mangazida, and I am 19 years old, and I'm from Germany, in Bavaria.
My name is Desiree Erler. I'm from Switzerland, between Zurich and Lucerne, and I'm 25 years old.
Hi, my name is Caroline. I'm from Switzerland, and I'm 22 years old.
My name is Alina Lange. I'm 20 years old, and I'm from Cologne in Germany.
Hello, my name is Sabine Osura. I'm 21 years old and I'm from Bavaria.
Most of us are all-rounders, so I think everything a bit. But the Swiss girls are more climbers, and Sabina and Alina are the sprinter.
We have to look that we come with a group through the mountains, and then we look that we can make a good sprint.
We really like the beaches, went snorkeling and to see the fishes, and we went into the rainforest and saw a few snakes, so it's really different from Germany or Switzerland. So yeah, it's a good experience.
And it's great to have Team 11 competing in the Division 2 race this year. As the grueling Mountain Stage 2 came down to its final lap, a select 5-man escape group was looking very strong. The group consisted of 4 Colombians and a Frenchman, and including 2 riders from Team Cocos, who had former UCI Tour of Tobago champions in the group. In 2013, winner Jaime Ramirez, and 2014 champ Oscar Pachon. Team Krieger had Andres Mendoza Ramirez. Team Foundation had the pink jersey sprint leader in Christian Torres. France's Aurelien Daniel of Team Econo Car Rentals rounded out the 5-man lead group. Daniel finished second in the stage in 2014. And the constant climbing and descending of this brutal stage has taken its toll on the riders today, as did the rain that made this test even more demanding. The peloton has paid a heavy price, breaking up long ago, losing touch with these strong riders, and would not see them again. The breakaway group knew that the stage winner would be decided among this select group of 5, and tensions were very high on the final lap. One mistake would not only cost you the race, but the treacherous nature of the stage could end your week or worse. Demanding climbs were matched by daring descents, where danger lurked around every corner. The lowest part of the course, showing the effect of the heavy rains, needed to be handled with extreme caution. As the chasers did their best, local school children enjoyed some free time to cheer on the competitors. And now with all the climbing done, Oscar Pachon timed his move perfectly, cruising in for the Stage 2 victory. His teammate Jaime Ramirez claimed third, just behind Aurelian Daniel.
Sabíamos que era un día difícil, que era un día complicado por el clima, por el recorrido, pero sabíamos que nos favorecía y creo que fue un gran día para el equipo, para el Team Cocos, primero y tercero, y bueno, se cumplió el primer objetivo a lo que vinimos a esta carrera.
Well, with 2 hard days of racing in the books, the riders got a break from the road on one of the Caribbean's most beautiful beaches.
The Tobago International Cycling Classic at UCI Tour of Tobago is definitely all about competition, but there's quite a bit of camaraderie as well, and that is often built at one of the most festive events of the week. It's the Rum Punch Line at Pigeon Point.
Chicas, hombre, come on. Hey, I said to the crew, come on, bump and wine. Hey, really come down. God, this is starting time. I said time to wine. Let's go, bump and wine. Really come down. Hey, come on. Ha, 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 ha.
I love going to bike races, but a lot of races you go to them, you sit in a hotel, it's not a very nice location, and all you have really is the day's events. Tobago, you have amazing stages, you have these great races that are really exciting and a lot of fun, but then you come back, we have parties here, we go into the ocean, we get to experience the culture back in town. So what I love is just the whole thing. It's like going on vacation and doing a bike race in the middle of it, which is really fun.
I like the combination between hard racing and all the fun you have between the race.
How nice the people are, and yeah, all the fun we can have here, and how the race is hard, but it's also beautiful. So yeah, I like everything. It's a mix of everything, you know.
Somebody say ho! 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 Say ho! Say oh yeah! He's looking good, looking good, looking good.
For a holiday experience like never before, visit GoTrinidadandTobago.com. Trinidad and Tobago, 2 unique islands, 2 unique experiences.
The Serie A on ESPN and ESPN2.
My name is Ian Ron. I am a Special Olympics Team USA athlete. I love ice skating. It's been a part of my life for numerous of years. One of my biggest dreams and goals is to compete at World Games. When I opened the letter from Team USA, I felt emotional.
I did it! Yeah!
From that day on, I've been working extremely hard. I have amazing support from my family and friends to really live out my dream singles. To be the lone Texan to represent my country and my hometown and my state is totally amazing.
Six Nations collide to fight for country, for glory. RDS Six Nations Rugby on ESPN and ESPN Play. Saturday, Duke, North Carolina on ESPN2.
Stage 3 of the Tobago International Cycling Classic. We changed discipline. We moved to the criteriums. We're at the Plymouth Village Criterium, and that one is going to be very fast and very technical.
Yeah, Plymouth is not now only known for jazz, it's known for cycling. We've been there for 4 years and we've seen some excellent racing. We're expecting some really good weather and we will see the real sprinters come out.
It's a perfect rectangle course with 4 perfect 90-degree left-hand turns. Should be exciting. And we are underway for the rolling start. They'll be behind the motorbike for now, taking one lap around this 1.3-kilometer circuit.
We saw the riders coming into the start line. They were all rushing, trying to get to the front. The yellow jersey had to come from the opposite side of the road to try and get to the front, just so that he could be announced. It's going to be an exciting 60 laps here, Mark. I can't believe how much riders we have left after that big stage on stage number 2.
All the local people from the village of Plymouth hosting this criterium. A wonderful atmosphere here on the island of Tobago. Stage 3 of the Tobago International Cycling Classic is underway. The Plymouth Village Criterium. 73 riders in all taking the start as they head into turn number 1. Mark Brown along with Ronald Dickey. It is a really fast start, and those pictures coming from that back straightaway, which is North Street, we've already seen some attacks off the front. They were strung out in a long line. They'll be coming around turn 3 and into turn 4 momentarily. And we'll get our first look at who it is that's going to be out front trying to set the pace in stage 3. And we have one man out in front. Oh my goodness, what a strong statement being laid down by last year's yellow jersey winner Marlo Rodman. Rodman looking ready to ride off on his own. He's got a couple second gap. And Gerard Williams doing his best to try and chase him down. As you can see, strung out in a long line there, this peloton. Nobody wants to get caught out. Ronald, if you've got plans of possibly contesting this stage and there's a breakaway that gets going now, you better be in it.
Yeah, you have to be in that breakaway. We've seen it in the past that an early breakaway stays out there. And we're not too sure if Marlo has the form that he did last year, as we said earlier, but he is showing that he wants to be that leader of Team PSL.
Team PSL won the yellow jersey last year in the form of Marlo Rodman. Rodman is back this year behind a powerful PSL squad that's looking to do all that and more. Let's meet PSL.
The team was formed in 2013. We had cyclists from Guyana, Jamaica. We had cyclists from the UK. And during that time, the first year, we took part in the Tobago Cycling Classic. Our age groups range from 14. The oldest member is 67.
As the captain, it's quite difficult to manage all the different languages because not everybody speaks English, but actually that also makes it fun.
Our goal that we are trying to achieve right now is to have a Caribbean team taking part in an international event.
We have a winner's team. So, but we also got a team with the best spirit. And it's just, you know, we believe that from a good spirit we get the results in. And I think so far we proved it.
Final lap, and it is Nick Stoppler leading out Patrick Morin. Third position, Marlo Rodman, the yellow jersey of Aaron van der Zvet in fourth. Only Stoppler and Rodman are on the lead lap. Final turn, it was Marlo Rodman in first. Last time we saw, it is Marlo Rodman. Marlo Rodman by 2 bike lengths. With Marlo Rodman after winning the Plymouth Village Criterium Stage 3 of the Tobago International Cycling Classic. Didn't we do this last year?
Oh yes, we did. You know, we had some real good plan. You know, to start the race as hard as possible. If it's hard for me, it's going to be hard for the rest of the peloton. So we rode as hard as possible for the first half of the race, and we loved the field, and we just started to control, and it worked really well for us.
Rodman and Stoppler sweep the top 2 spots in Stage 3. 5th place for van der Zvet keeps him in yellow heading into the final stage.
For a holiday experience like never before, visit GoTrinidadandTobago.com. Trinidad and Tobago, 2 unique islands, 2 unique experiences.
Ginobili on the break. Wow!
Hi, I'm Manu Ginobili from the San Antonio Spurs, and I'm from Argentina.
Ginobili for 3. Yes!
My game has evolved a lot. Very young and then athletic, and now not so much. So you're constantly evolving your game.
Another professional move by Manu Ginobili.
Foul cannon! Send it to the line! Absolutely amazing Manu Ginobili!
Well, what I still hope to accomplish is, first of all, another ring, another run at the title, and then, you know, stay healthy and enjoy the game. Not only you know, score points or stuff like that. I just want to enjoy the trip, and if possible, finish with another ring.
ESPN presents a special one-night showcase event from the Big Apple. The headliners include Juan Martín Del Potro, Kei Nishikori, reigning Roland Garros champion Garbine Muguruza, and Venus Williams. Also appearing legends Andy Roddick and Leighton Hewitt. From the world's most famous arena, the BNP Paribas Showdown, Monday on ESPN2.
Where do you go for the most in-depth coverage of college basketball? That's going to count. ESPNU and the SEC Network. Expert opinion and analysis.
Which team are you most impressed by? Well, obviously Villanova.
Plus, exclusive games and coverage you won't find anywhere else.
A special delivery.
The only choice is ESPNU and the SEC Network.
The 4th and final stage of the Tobago International Cycling Classic is the second criterium in 2 days. It's the Scarborough Market Square Criterium. A little bit different than Plymouth. Won't be as technical, but will be very fast.
It's sweeping turns. We have 4 sweeping turns with 1 little climb after turn number 1, which kind of, we see the peloton gets a little bit shaken up. But we're in Scarborough, and anything can happen.
Anything can happen. It'll be 50 laps around a course that's just over a kilometer at length, and at the end, we'll know who's wearing the yellow jersey. The 30th anniversary of the great event known as the Tobago International Cycling Classic and UCI Tour of Tobago. I'm Mark Brown, and welcome everyone to what should be an incredibly fast and momentous day here in Scarborough for the Market Square Criterium. Today, 50 laps around a 1 kilometer circuit for a total of 50K on the very hot but breezy conditions here in downtown Scarborough in Tobago. Pretty strong breeze coming in off the Atlantic Ocean. That's the side of Tobago that we're on. Yesterday, the Plymouth Village Criterium contested on the Caribbean side, which has a little more gentler waves and a little less breeze. We get down here
and the wind can have a big factor.
It's wider road, sweeping corners. The riders come around the corners at about 30 miles an hour. Very comfortable indeed. As you can see, them coming up the home straight away again with about 47 laps to go.
Another former champion of the UCI Tour of Tobago who is back to compete this year is 2014 champion Oscar Pachon.
Siendo un ex campeón del Tour de Tobago, la parte más difícil es sin duda la presión de los rivales durante el recorrido, porque ya me conocen, ya no es un corredor más, sino un corredor a marcar, entonces es una parte muy complicada y habrá que saber jugarnos nuestras fichas con el equipo e intentar un ataque en donde menos lo esperen los rivales. Yo siempre lo he comparado con un jueguito que se llama San Andreas del PlayStation. Digo que me siento como en ese juego y me gusta venir porque se siente un ambiente muy chévere durante la carrera, todos los equipos en un mismo hotel, disfrutando, compartiendo entre sí, pero al momento de correr somos rivales, pero termina esa rivalidad de la competencia y aquí todos somos como una familia. Eso es lo que me gusta, tiene algo muy especial.
Welcome back to the Market Square Criterium, the fourth and final stage of the Tobago International Cycling Classic. And there is a look at the circuit today, and we haven't had any major moves that have had any success. Mostly it has been the entire field riding together. That's a look at them coming out of turn 3. As you can see, no major advantage right now, although there is some pushing of the pace. Looks like a possible Team Martinique rider, and that is a group that has certainly been pushing it with multiple riders trying to break up the power of Team PSL RBC. And we'll be looking at one lap to go. And right now we may be coming back all together. It is Team Cocos out there leading the way, but the yellow jersey in second position. So Arno van der Zvet is now in full defense of his own yellow jersey. So we are all together now for the final lap of stage 4. And indeed, it is Oscar Pachon out there leading into this final lap. And here comes the final sprint. And Foundation has a lead. Norlandy Sanchez Tavera wins stage number 4 in Scarborough.
Norlandy, congratulations. This is the second year in a row that you've won this criterium.
Somos más expertos en criterium y siempre nos va bien, gracias a Dios.
The Sprint King at the Tobago International Cycling Classic, Marlo Rodman. Great race today. You got a ton of points on those sprint laps. How was it?
Today, it was good. Going in, my teammate was leading, but he's not as fast as me in the sprint, so other guys will come to try and take it. So I was up in line to just, cover the moves and get as much points as possible, and I came out on top of the other guys. It was great.
Congratulations, Arno. Tell us about today.
Well, today was the last stage. It was a small crit. It was really, really fast. I think we did 50 kilometers in just a bit more than an hour. Luckily, it suited me very well. Could counter many attacks.
Arno van der Zvet, your Tobago International Cycling Classic champion.
Norlandy Sanchez Tavera, the Stage 4 winner, with Jaron Williams in second. Van der Zvet's third place clinches the yellow jersey.
For a holiday experience like never before, visit GoTrinidadandTobago.com. Trinidad and Tobago, 2 unique islands, 2 unique experiences.
The German Bundesliga is on ESPN and ESPN2. 6 nations collide to fight for country, for glory. RDS 6 Nations Rugby on ESPN and ESPN Play.
Saturday, Duke, North Carolina on ESPN2.
The Tobago International Cycling Classic takes a break from the roads as the mountain bikers take center stage. The 2016 event featured a two-stage mountain bike classic through Tobago's rainforest. After two grueling stages, 2015 Mountain Bike Classic champ Ryan Chin defended his title, winning both stages in 2016 with a command performance. Ryan Mendez finished second in both stages, and the overall Kevin Tinto was third. Michelle Brande claimed the women's crown. Coming up, the main event, the UCI Tour of Tobago.
Holiday experience like never before. Visit GoTrinidadandTobago.com. Trinidad and Tobago, two unique islands, two unique experiences.
Portuguese football on the ESPN family of networks.
From England and Wales, the 2017 ICC Women's World Cup. Coming in June to ESPN and ESPN Play.
When you think about it, there's no better place for a guy nicknamed Boogie than the birthplace of jazz.
DeMarcus is dealt to New Orleans.
There's never been twin towers on the same team in their primes as good as these two.
I think we can wreak havoc on this league. If I'm in New Orleans, I'm very excited about the future of this team.
Tonight, Cavs, Hawks, and Spurs Pelicans.
I know everybody wants to win, but we ain't going to do it by ourselves.
Then tomorrow, the Clippers face the Bulls, live on ESPN2.
With the Classic now complete, we now move to the main event, the UCI Tour of Tobago. And let's meet the defending champion, Ireland Felix Cruz.
Son carreras muy distintas de este país de Trinidad a otros países de Latinoamérica, porque aquí es una carrera, ¿sabes?, corta, pero es muy exigente, son 120 kilómetros, pero muy exigente. Las montañas son muy inclinadas y también las bajadas son también muy peligrosas, que, ¿sabes?, hay que tener ciertas experiencias y seguridad. En cuanto a nivel, la carrera de Trinidad es una carrera muy buena, a nivel muy alto, tanto como la ruta y tanto como los países que vienen a competir.
The 2016 UCI Tour of Tobago is underway. Mark Brown along with Ronald Dickey. We've got about 120 kilometers of very tough roads. We'll see some flat and fast spots, but mostly this is going to be climbing and descending all day long on dangerous winding roads.
Yes, and dangerous winding roads is the words that we want to put into this event right now. And there's a 40% chance that we are going to get some rain. That's going to make it even worse for the riders to try to go downhill as fast as they can.
It's going to start off with the fairly flat and rolling roads, but very quickly, Ronald, we're going to get into some very tough climbs. And in fact, the first 18 kilometers of climbing aren't even categorized.
As we are now entering into what we call Bard Hill area, it is going to start to show us. We're going to see the climbers coming to the front from each team.
Well, the bad news for these riders is the flat roads are done for now and for quite some time. The good news for us is the race is now officially on. You can see how tough that peloton is having to grind to get up this very first major incline. Again, not a categorized climb, just the beginning of Bad Hill and the start of 17 consecutive kilometers of climbing with a couple of little dips in there, but they'll be heading uphill for 17K, and there won't even be a King of the Mountain point at the top of it. 6 more KOMs officially categorized. And as we take a look at here, Team Cocos on the left side of your screen, showing themselves, President correct, Felix Cruz bouncing off the pedals there. He's in the red and black. Beautiful shots of the sea beyond. This is a classic Tobago International Cycling Classic and Tour of Tobago look here. Difficult roads, but natural beauty and wonder of this fantastic island. Arno van der Zvet has come off the front now. He's done an incredible amount of work on this first major section of climbing in the Tour of Tobago. And there is one PSL rider on the front driving the pace. So it'll be interesting to see whether the PSL drivers of the peloton are all spent or whether they'll be able to regroup and get back to the front. But we may be getting to a point now where it's only the climbers. And remember how early we are right now into the Tour of Tobago, less than 25K into this ride, and none of the KOM points, the 6 of them, have even begun yet. That's how torturous a tour this is. Ronald, what makes this particular descent so dangerous?
Well, as we can see, it's a lot of hairpin turns. And then we have the rainforest canopy that covers the road. So you get a lot of moisture build up on the road, which causes moss, making it even more slipperier. And that's what could really hamper the riders as they come down.
We've now come into the beautiful fishing village of Castara. Beautiful, tight little community here right along the ocean. So much of the catch from the island does come through here, and it's not uncommon to see fresh fish being taken from and to market. O'Shane Williams off the front on a solo attack. This is the chasing peloton, which will be a important selection of the men who would try to win the Tour of Tobago. We do see a couple of Team Cocos riders in that group, most of their team, in fact. As we come up alongside, we do have a foundation rider pushing the pace of this peloton at the moment. That is Christian Torres. Also in here, James Piccoli, who was in the lead a little bit earlier. I see Oscar Pachon, Reynolds Jeffries, and Jaime Ramirez also present and correct. Felix Cruz several spots back Well, despite the fact that it seems like we've been climbing for quite some time, we're on the first official KOM, and there's one man in the lead. It is O'Shane Williams from Team Braves. He's a rider from Jamaica, and he has made a bold and early and strong move. What do you think about it at the moment? He does not have that big of a gap.
No, he doesn't have that big of a gap. As we go up the first KOM for today, as we just went past Englishman's Bay, you can see Team PSL RBC still controlling the front, and then you see the riders from Team Cocos. We have Mark Nikan still inside there. We were hoping to see the Antiguan Giant Bridges, but he went down on the first big descent today. But we wait to see where Foundation will be able to come out as we start to get into the big mountains.
We do see a number of Foundation riders in that select chase group of about 24 riders, as best we can guess, as they've kept O'Shane Williams within their sights. So it will be up and down from here on in for the next 40K.
In this 30th anniversary edition of the Tour of Tobago, this event has grown in so many ways, and being able to provide these aerial shots, it's just able to give us so much perspective of the peloton. Watching it smoothly negotiate these winding and undulating roadways, and also how the riders position themselves within the peloton. Great look at it from these angles. Also, it showcases the beauty of our host island of Tobago. Just love watching as the group stretches out into that long serpentine line in the descents, and then seeing the positioning of those riders switch as the road eventually flattens out. And then when it's time for the roadway to pitch upward, the shape of that peloton changes drastically as they bunch into a thick pack, getting ready to begin a tough climb. As the peloton travels the Caribbean side of the island, the first 2 of 6 KOM prizes have already been claimed by Canada's James Piccoli. He took the first at Englishman's Bay ahead of Raynoth Jeffrey of Guyana and Team Cocos. Piccoli of Team PSL RBC also took the second KOM at Par-la-Touvier, this time in an escape with Jaime Ramirez just behind. This part of the race is about the halfway point, and we always seem to separate those climbers who are simply on good form from those who will have what it takes to battle for the crown of UCI Tour of Tobago champion. Right now they're in the midst of 4 KOM peaks in a 40-kilometer stretch, and only the toughest can emerge victorious today. And although this race is at its very core a brutal test of climbing, the dangerous descents are also a place to attack. A place to lose time if you lose your nerve.
Well, Jaime Ramirez, in between KOM 2 and KOM 3, has decided to make his move. He has caught and passed James Piccoli as he comes up right alongside of us here. And Jaime Ramirez has been known for early and definitive moves. He did so in 2013. What do you think, Ronald?
Well, he made this move last year as well, so we could see Piccoli now making his way back to Ramirez, and it's going to be a...
Santa Maria made that lead last year, but remember, Santa Maria could not go downhill. He took his time, and that's where he lost all the time. But Piccoli is still trying to close that gap on Ramirez, but he's going to get back there, and they're going to try and work together as much as possible.
So Team Foundation at the front leading the chase, but right now a gap of over a minute for this group of chasers to the 2 men who are in front of the stage, Jaime Ramirez and James Piccoli. So what do you think of that gap at this particular point?
That's a good gap by this point in time, but we have never seen this amount of riders in this tour at this point in the race. We've never reached Lance Formé with a peloton of close to about 20 riders.
And what's even more impressive, perhaps, about those group of 20 riders, we have 2 former champions, including the defending champion in there, Aderlin Felix Cruz, who is in there with the teammate. Oscar Pachon from Team Cocos is back in that group as well. So 57 kilometers into this Tour of Tobago, and Jaime Ramirez, the leader of this stage by an estimated at this moment about 2 minutes. We're in an uphill section of this course at the moment, but we're about ready to go into the final descent into Charlottesville. which is a fantastically beautiful fishing village, unspoiled on Man-O-War Bay. About 60% of the catch from the island of Tobago is taken in through Charlottesville. We've begun the final descent into Charlottesville, one of the most treacherous and fast and dangerous descents in the Tour of Tobago, and there are many of them. Jaime Ramirez is your leader.
So Jaime Ramirez continues his solo escape at the base of the Charlottesville climb. He took maximum points atop the third KOM at Lance Fourmi and descended aggressively again into Charlottesville to build his lead over his nearest chaser, James Piccoli. This climb is the shortest of the categorized climbs at about 1 kilometer in length at most, but may well be the steepest, as you can see here. It's a lonely ride that Jaime knows well, having won this race riding alone from this great distance out back in 2013. As Ramirez goes about claiming KOM number 4, the descents will make the junction back to the Atlantic side of the island in Speyside, where KOM number 5 awaits.
And a beautiful look at some of these incredible winding switchbacks on this 1 kilometer KOM. The Charlottesville climb, it is the 4th of 6 scheduled. Speyside will be only just a few kilometers away. Along board the number 2 rider, James Piccoli, who is in pursuit of Jaime Ramirez, the leader of this stage. At last check, a 1 minute and 50-second gap.
With Piccoli powering on in pursuit of the 2013 champ Ramirez, in third is Jaime's Coco's teammate and fellow Colombian, the 2014 champ Oscar Pachon, giving us now the last 3 champs in our current top 4 in the race. At this moment, though, our Jeep is stricken by a mechanical problem, and we're put on the side of the road.
This is Adderlin Felix Cruz right now working his way up the Charlottesville climb, and he is in hot pursuit of the men who are up in front. For sure, it is Jaime Ramirez in the lead. Meanwhile, Aurelian Daniel coming up the hill. You can see just how much difficulty these riders are having on this Charlottesville KOM. Barely being able to push themselves up this incredible climb. And remember, there are still 2 more to go, including one when they cross to the Atlantic side to Speyside. This is Vicente Sanabria leading his way up in the Braves uniform, as well as a rider from Team Econocar. As we've seen about 10 riders now cross, the 10 men who are in the forward part of this race. Mark Brown along with Ronald Dickey, and we are holding on in the back of the truck bed right now as we try to continue to bring you incredible coverage here of what has been a spectacular event. Very bumpy roads here, hanging on for dear life, partner.
Yeah, we've had some problems in the past, but today was a major problem for us with the van. We lost the clutch, but we're thankful for the TTC guys to pick us up. And now we're back with Jaime as much as we could be, and trying to get the best coverage of the event. And I think we'll do good. Jaime is still in front. Piccoli was still chasing, and then all out of nowhere we saw his teammate Oscar Pachon.
Well, the rule in the Tobago International Cycling Classic and the Tour of the Tobago is expect the unexpected, and that is indeed what we have gotten here, trying to overcome these obstacles to bring you as good coverage as we could possibly do. And this is the hardest rain we have had throughout this event today. Just behind your 2 race leaders, Team Coco's Jaime Ramirez in the lead position, and on his wheel, James Piccoli from Canada. Jaime Ramirez from Colombia is the 2013 champion of the Tour of Tobago, and we've had some huge hurdles to overcome today, but we're back in business in the back of a pickup truck for the final 15 kilometers.
It's been an exciting day. We had a thunderstorm coming down to the end, and we could see Piccoli and Ramirez, but Ramirez seems to be suffering as we see Piccoli now making a move as they come up the final climb. Can Jaime even try to recover and get back to him?
Safe to say this is a 2-man race. There's a several-minute gap behind them.
3 minutes, 20 seconds to the riders just behind.
Thanks so much to Shannon for getting us that bit of information. And here is the move from Piccoli. And at this point, it is Jaime Ramirez not marking that move. The first 2 KOMs We're taken by this man right here from Canada, James Piccoli, who continues to power his way up the 6th and final climb of the brutal Tobago International Cycling Classic and UCI Tour of Tobago. This is the main event, and Piccoli looking to polish it off for PSL RBC. Down inside, about 3 kilometers to go. James Piccoli is on a lonely ride, but it's got to be a happy ride. He knows he has the Tour of Tobago in his grasp.
He does have the Tour of Tobago in his grasp. We have not even seen Jaime Ramirez anywhere close again. We're coming up on the final turn where we are going to head back onto the Esplanade. It is going to be such an exciting moment for PSL RBC. They've been trying to win this event for the past 3 years and just couldn't get the right team together. And this year, for 2016, they got it right.
And doing it against a very powerful field of ex-champions, Jaime Ramirez, who was in it right to the final climb, Oscar Pachon, and Aderlin Felix Cruz. Those are all guys who individually could have gone out and grabbed this thing. James Piccoli into the final turn. He's less than a kilometer to go down a beautiful stretch of beach. This is all James Piccoli. He will be your 2016 Tour of Tobago champion.
Ramirez, Jaime Ramirez of Team Cocos of Colombia.
With Piccoli powering on to the victory, also narrowly wins the King of the Mountains prize, and just behind our winner in second is Jaime Ramirez, who also finished second in the KOM battle. Third place sprint incredible as Oscar Pachon cannot hold off Aderlin Felix Cruz as 2 former champs battle it out. Cruz takes him at the line.
With 2016 Tour of Tobago champion James Piccoli, what a difficult day in the saddle it was. Tell us about your day.
It was an incredibly long and hard race. Effectively from the gun, we were riding as hard as we could. The course is super selective, super hard and technical, so I mean it's just like the strongest team who wins here. And I had unbelievable support from the guys today. Everyone really believed in me, and that's what gave me the win today.
The backside of the course is the Atlantic side, and a storm came in pretty much exactly at that time. Incredible downpour. How did that impact the race?
Oh man, the super strong winds and rain, and it was just another challenge to be confronted today. But luckily, we got through it without too many issues. The roads were a little bit slippery, but we managed that well.
You got to the bottom of the climb, the final KOM, the Belmont one. It's a pretty long one, about 4.5 kilometers, really, in 2 stages. You attacked early in that climb. Tell us about that.
So after the right-hand turn, it's sort of flat, and then it gets a little bit steeper and steeper and steeper. And I just rode a hard pace on the steep part, and I saw that he was hurting, so I just kept as much as I could go up to the top of the climb, and then I tried to keep my advantage on the descent and coming into Scarborough.
All right, James, congratulations. You're the 2016 Tour of Tobago champion.
Thank you very much.
James Piccoli, with his biggest win of his career, defeats 3 former champs, Jaime Ramirez, Aderlin Felix Cruz, along with Oscar Pachon, who claims 4th. Aurelian Daniels slots into 5th.
So that's going to put a wrap on the 2016 Tobago International Cycling Classic and UCI Tour of Tobago. As always, an event-filled week. Lots of fun, lots of sun, a little bit of rain, and some incredible racing. We circuit the entire island. It's an incredible test. And again, we got a first-time champion.
Yeah, we got a first-time champion with the Canadian rider, James Piccoli. And he made his move on the final climb, and not on the steep section, on the more gradient section, but his acceleration, Jaime just could not hold on. And he rode away with 10K to go and took the victory. It was an amazing ride.
He was in a race where he had 3 former champions that he had to beat, and he did that and more. Expect the unexpected. That's what we've learned when we come to Tobago for the Tobago International Cycling Classic and the UCI Tour of Tobago. It'll bring a close to our presentation of the Tobago International Cycling Classic and UCI Tour of Tobago for 2016. But don't forget, mark your calendar. Next year's edition, 2017, will be the 31st all-time, and it'll begin September 26th and go through October 1st. So long, everyone.
To be the talk of the town,